Hey you guys, it is Sunday morning and the idea that I'm trying to squeeze this in before I run to the store is beyond ridiculous, but I have a couple of things that have come up this week as part of discussion surrounding the book that I wanted to run through really quickly just to get it back out there. Little reminders of things we've talked about several times throughout the videos that are like they're part of the seed planting concept, that some of these ideas might work for something that you have going on. So take them and run with them. If I can help, please let me know. If you learn something new, please share. Questions in the comments, messages, blah, 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 all the above. But I want to start with sugar. We've talked about sugar a lot. I don't do white sugar. I do natural maple syrup. I do natural organic honey. Agave is on the list of paleo acceptable, and I will do agave. It's not my favorite from a couple of different personal reasons, but and how it impacts my person, but everybody has to figure out what works for them and what doesn't. But the reason I wanted to bring up sugar is once upon a time I was really struggling with blurry vision off and on, and I just chalked it up to being in my 50s. It just happens with age. I need to go see the eye doctor. I haven't seen him forever, blah, blah. And I don't even remember the specifics that made me start realizing that my vision got worse when I'd been into the sugar. And I thought, really? Does that make sense? And I thought about, diabetics and what they say about losing your vision with diabetes, and that artificial sweeteners are included in all of that, and that's what's causing the blindness in diabetics, like all these things I'd heard and read over the years. So I finally drilled it down and confirmed myself, yes, that could be the case. So I had a discussion recently with somebody who was saying, I just saw the eye doctor, I have a new prescription, just all of a sudden I'm having this trouble. And I said, for me it was sugar, da da da. And she said, oh my God, I've spent the weekend eating sugar that I don't usually do. So I wanted to put that out there just as a thought of something you can explore for yourself. Now, magnesium is another big one, okay? Magnesium is one of those things that helps with elimination, helps with muscle pain, helps with sleep. And everything I read about magnesium indicates that most of us live with a shortage. And so magnesium is on the list of natural things that contribute to the relief of a lot of things, including migraines. So if that is on your list of things you suffer with, consider digging into magnesium for yourself. And on that same note, mushrooms. Now, I have a prop for the mushrooms. I like to keep on hand powdered mushrooms, because the idea that I'm going to have chaga and lion's mane and reishi laying around the house and consuming it before it goes bad is just not realistic. But mushrooms are high on the list for helping with nerve damage. So if you struggle with neuropathy, again, migraines, if you have any of these issues, dig into this for yourself. Now I should probably circle back. I hold a degree in fashion design. I do not hold a degree in anything nutrition or medical. What I share with you is stuff that has helped me as I have dug through articles from multiple resources, partnered with a friend who's a certified traditional herbalist. There are resources that I have gleaned from over the years, and these are things that work for me. And I'm a huge believer in that none of us should put all of our eggs in any one person, concept, basket. Like, expand your horizons and find what works for you, because everybody is different. But probiotics, okay, probiotics are huge for all of us. So no matter what you're experiencing, keep in mind that most of these lifestyles that we're hearing about, most of these nutrition-based concepts, focus on healing the gut, okay? And we have two different types of bacteria in our guts. We have the good kind and the bad kind. You want to feed the good kind. There's a whole lot about probiotics that boils down to you want to make sure that you have plenty of the good ones in your system. So if you aren't taking a probiotic, consider that, because that is the single most important thing I've done to get myself back to where I am from a health standpoint. And lastly, I think I've been having some fun discussions about beetroot, okay? Started with a really great partner communication-wise that is also into gardening and healthy and all that kind of stuff. And I said, you know, I don't see beets around here. I'm sure they exist, but you know, here, especially in the South, they're in little pickle jars at the grocery store. I hadn't come across them fresh. And I went to a market up here for those of you who are local, up on 17, I went to the Heritage, I think it is, market going towards Charlotte, and found beets. Really, truly just by accident. I was on my way to buy tomato plants. So we'd been talking about beet juice, and I had been playing with recipes, you know, saving stuff from Pinterest. And I came back to the house, and I don't have a juicer, okay? So that was the other thing I was exploring, was how can I do this with just my blender? So I came back to the house, I peeled the beetroot. I did apples. I left the peelings on for the apples. I did like a tablespoon of honey, and because I knew the munchkin was going to be home, and I wanted to make sure, especially with beets, since they have that earthy flavor, that I did what I could to kind of soften that before I shared it with him, and a little bit of water. Put it in the blender and then strained it, okay? But as I'm straining off this good fibrous stuff, I'm like, I'm not throwing that away. So it went in the fridge. I had a wine glass handy, which made it that much more fun. This beautiful, rich, colored juice. And I said to the munchkin, come here and taste this, buddy. So he came over to taste it, and I was going to share, you know, we were going to share what I'd made. And he made off with the whole glass. So that was super exciting. So it's going to be another way for us to experience getting vegetables into him in particular. And the next go around, I plan to add carrots. But I was really disturbed at the idea of throwing the rest of this away. So I took what was left and mixed it into mashed sweet potatoes and baked it into the coffee cake that I keep talking about. And it was wonderful. So I will be writing that down and doing a better job of getting my thoughts different kind of organized. But I said I was wrapping up with the beets, didn't I? I lied. Okay, one more thought. I have a dear, dear friend that I hadn't seen in a couple of years that popped in and was saying all these wonderful things about how much she loved watching my videos and how inspired she'd been. You know, we worked together a million years ago, so she has seen me at all levels of not healthy. And back in the day, I had been diagnosed with fibromyalgia and all that stuff, okay? So we're talking about all that. She's like, I was just so inspired by your videos and, you know, all these things you do and blah, blah. But when I watch your videos, she's like, I'm like, ah. So what the conversation turned into, because she looked amazing. She clearly had done some things for her health. What the conversation turned into is exactly what I had hoped for this concept when I started it. And that's that she was inspired to know that someone could change their life around, and then she found what worked for her. And that's the point, you guys. There is no one diet program, no one leader, there is no one person that can fix, change, and help you as much as you do for you. You are the answer. It's taking what you need and leaving the rest. So now I think I'm really done, at least for now. I'm gonna find my headband. So I'm gonna put on my headband and I'm gonna head to the store, and I will see you when you get here. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Bye.